let's start with this incident from Omoro district. That was registered under Lalogi police station. The nature of the incident that was registered at that police station was suicide by hanging. This occurred at Wanglobo village, Jaka parish, Lalogi sub-county in Omoro district. The time of occurrence wasn't established because the deceased committed suicide at unknown time. The deceased has been identified as Odong Justin, who is 49 years old, the resident of the same above address where the incident happened. This incident was reported by one Oyo Patrick, who is aged 53 years, the resident of the same above address. Brief facts indicate that on the 16th of November 2024, while at Wanglobo village in Omoro district, one called Odong Justin, who is now deceased, woke up with his wife. This was at around 0600 hours, and of course, he decided to proceed to the garden with his son, one Udochi Moses, leaving his wife behind to prepare breakfast. Of course, the father and the son went to the garden, and they came back home at around 1100 hours. They came back home. They had breakfast, and then after they proceeded with the wife for a gift giving party within the same village. So after the party, it is alleged that the deceased drank himself silly. I'm sorry to use that word. Actually, overdrank. After getting drunk, he escaped away from the venue of the party back to his home, leaving behind his wife. So he went to his home, locked himself inside the house, and I think under the influence of the alcohol, he decided to take his life by committing suicide, where he hanged himself on the roofing frame. So, however, the following morning, of course, why the wife didn't go back with him home is because in the first place he escaped. And then after the party, being an habitual drunkard and a perpetrator of domestic violence while drunk, the wife decided to stay behind for fear of what? Of the previous occurrences of violence, which the deceased has always been occasioning under the influence of alcohol. So it is now in the morning when the wife and the friend whom she slept at her home proceeded home, knocked at the door. Unfortunately, there was no response, prompting them to forcefully break through. Unfortunately, they got him hanging. Of course, the police they lowered the body down before the arrival of the police. And of course, with the search, that becomes also, of course, part of tampering with the scene. That was the unfortunate part of it, that they lowered the body before the police arrived at the scene. Much as the police arrived at the scene, of course, they witnessed, they documented it, and under the request of the relatives, the body was handed over to them for burial. But of course, as part of our investigations, we took statements from relevant sources, including the clan head, the relatives, the wife, and whoever could give us the relevant information, and it was documented. And of course, yes, as I said, the body was handed over to the relatives for burial. Now, sometimes questions are asked: how are such incidents investigated? Where it is proven that the victim, the deceased, committed suicide, the case ends there, because he has killed himself. Unless otherwise, if there is any clue of any kind of diversion of investigation by either was killed and then the body is hung. Such scenarios also are there. There are possibilities of sometimes people being killed uh, and the body is hung to divert investigations in the names of suicide. So, as I said earlier on, I think the disease committed suicide under the influence of alcohol. So, this calls for the sensitization of our people to regulate consumption of alcohol and also drug abuses. As you can see, it results to this kind of incidences like people end up committing suicide, people end up involving themselves in various criminalities like rape, defilement, robberies, and just under the influence of alcohol and drugs. So we need really to sensitize our people to regulate the consumption of alcohol to mitigate those kinds of scenarios.